Voices. Chris Young, Kicks 105.5. And speaking of voices, they're not all in my head. Sometimes they're actually in studio. Right in from the Alaskan Iditarod. Please keep your mushing huskies outside the door there. They're a little sloppy. It is Mike Barrett from Barrett Insurance Agency. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good policies always is a time that I look forward to. You would not believe...
You're so good at your craft. You can make anything believable. I really appreciate that.
I'm gonna say this honestly. You don't do anything for me.
Good. That's like the best thing I've ever heard. Thank you.
I don't have insurance with you. You never bring me coffee. I don't have a promotional baseball cap, and I even had to pay for the last hat that I got from you. So it's not like I'm sucking up to you for any reason. But I have actually had not just staff here and past staff, but friends and people that I have no idea who they are tell me they really enjoy you and I talking together. I don't know what the attraction is.
I'm glad somebody enjoys it.
There's a chemistry
I
there.
Sure as heck don't.
The chemistry smells funny sometimes, but whatever. No, they've actually made mention that it would be entertaining if we had a show together. And I said, well, we do. It's called Good Policies. And they,
Right.
No. I mean, like something more where you weren't always talking about policy holding and, things like forms of X, Y, and Z. Maybe in the future, if the boss is listening and he gets some emails, we may decide to expand our Good Policy show. It could be like the 1 hour power hour with Mike Barrett.
Which would last a week.
And Sean. And Sean in small print on the bottom.
You're right.
Speaking of large things, like myself, big data. We were talking about that a moment ago off the air. I have no idea what that means. What does that mean?
Big data.
It depends on who you're talking to.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I'm
Big
from
Papa,
New York.
all
I'm from
that.
New York. I say data. Data's that guy on Star Trek.
Yes.
Data is the stuff that comes out of your computer. So, so you say data.
Data. You think about it. Everything we do is easy to get data on.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, there's those who have paper file systems are far and few in between, and nobody we use for our daily lives, for maybe government, for registering a vehicle, getting insurance, nobody really uses paper files anymore. It's all electronic, which means it's all already in a nice, concise spot.
Somebody
and
told me
easy
that
for
your
data
name
to be shared.
actually goes through a system like once every 12 minutes or something like that. Your name and social security number go through some sort of
I would not
something.
be at all surprised.
Yeah.
I really would not be at all surprised. But so what this leads me to is a couple of things to consider. So when we rate folks, we actually have the capabilities that when we're, let's say you came into my office and you go, Mike, I want an auto insurance quote. Okay, Sean, well, what's your date of birth? What's your social security number? Oh, you're not comfortable giving that to me. What's your current address? Have you lived there for 3 years or more? Oh, you haven't. What was your previous address? Okay, let's do this. Let's do that. Oh, I see you have 2000 blah, 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 blah. You go, wait, I didn't give you that information.
It's all there.
It's linked to you. I see you have these other folks in your household. Are they drivers? So if somebody comes in going, yes, just me, nobody else with me, no drivers. All lies! But it's big data catching up. And that's just one minute example of how this is happening. I've had folks come and go, no, it's just me. I don't have anybody else in the household. Well, how come all these people share your last name? Oh, that's just my daughter, and she only has a couple of vehicular manslaughters and 2 DUIs. But she doesn't drive my car.
Yeah, because it's a stick shift.
Yeah.
It's hard to kill people with your vehicle and make sure you got it in the second gear.
But it's one of those things where concealing is becoming more difficult. And I'm not trying to go against folks who don't openly give all the data they need. It's just harder for you to keep that close to you. And another great example was an article I read the other day. It was from Money Magazine. They're talking about some new systems that they're looking to put in place. In fact, the District of Columbia and I think a couple of other states are already going to be doing this. What it is it's the ability for police. Right now, you get pulled over, license and registration. They take and insurance. They take your insurance card and go, yep, it goes until, July 2016. That's great. That policy could have been bought and canceled already.
Right.
There's no way for them to prove that.
Now
Big
they're going to be able to.
They're going to be able to pull it up and go, no, that canceled for non-payment like 2 weeks ago, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really becoming it's almost it's kind of scary. I'm not going to lie to you. You know, for me to go ahead and start quoting myself and my vehicles populate automatically, it's kind of a scary thought. It eases the process in many ways.
But at the same time, it does make people accountable and more responsible so that you're not going to get struck by somebody who doesn't have insurance.
Exactly. And in addition to that, I would suspect that as this technology gets better and better, the tests and the statistics all help, hopefully, fingers crossed, reduce rates a little bit.
Oh, that would be nice too.
That's a good forecast.
When I lived in Oregon, I actually had a lapse in my insurance for about a week, as you were talking about. Oh, you didn't, and the cards didn't have new cards, had old cards. And in the state of Oregon, if you get caught without insurance or a driver's license, they actually just take your car and sell it at auction.
Right.
And I was like, "Are you serious?" I had this like small lapse, and they just took my car and sold it, and it was about a year later, I was driving like 3 states away, and I was like, "Hey, that's my car!" So,
I hope it's insured.
you know, I don't know that we'll ever have that sort of a strict policy here in Vermont.
No, it's really up, and that's the beauty of it, is that these types of things are really state specific. So it's up to the states to decide, because every state has their own choices in that matter, but also has their own regulations for insurance.
Is the reason
so
you
it's a good
brought the
thing.
laptop is you were going to like start doing stuff on me? And
Yeah, I
saying,
was going to scare you, but I can't because I didn't have my program properly installed.
Joke's on you. My last name's really not Knight. Ha ha ha!
I wasn't shocked. Not shocked. But New York, back to the Oregon thing, New York, if you have a lapse in insurance, they suspend your license.
Oh yeah, no,
That's
and,
scary.
And if you rack up enough points, that is just a nightmare unto itself. Do you have the point system here? My fingers crossed, as you were crossing yours a moment ago. My fingers crossed. I am a CDLA truck driver with many endorsements, and I'm also a bus driver, and I can drive tankers with hazardous chemicals and the whole works. I have never had an incident. I had a ticket when I was like 16, and I'm in my late 40s now. So
That's long gone.
I've gone, yeah. So I, in essence, have a perfect driving record.
Oh, you better knock on wood.
Yeah.
I think that's real wood, isn't it?
Yeah, that is.
Okay, the
It's
console there. Good.
Faux veneer there. But Naga hide. No, so I know that has helped me a great deal. It didn't help me in insurance because some states give you a discount for being a CDLA driver. It didn't this time around. I don't know. Maybe
It depends
with
on
you.
the company, too. So we had, out of our companies, we've only got one that will allow us to give you some additional crediting by being a CDLA, because we know that there's extra involved. And so it's really considered like you have to have the extra training.
You sure do.
So we give you like a driving school credit with one of our companies.
Oh, there you go.
Pretty cool.
If you'd like to know more information about any of these things that we've discussed, and of course, every Wednesday, you're more than welcome to call into the show too. But you can catch Mike for a free one-on-one anytime at his office.
Yes, right on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury, or you can give us a call at 748-5224. Check out our website, thebarrettagency.com. The article I just read about the insurance was on our Facebook page, so you can check that out, Barrett Insurance Agency, and of course our YouTube channel.
Okay, so you linked it to the conversation we were having to...
Actually, this discussion was spearheaded, really. It kind of got triggered by that article I shared a week or so ago.
Oh,
so
not that kind of spirit.
No.
Okay.
We're okay. We're safe.
Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you next Wednesday.
Safe driving.